So we'll call the meeting to order, and we'll begin by standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
So now we have to appoint members from districts 2 and 3.
If they're here.
If they're
You
here.
guys can have a person anytime show up and appoint them because you're missing two. They're not here, so just.
Elect chair and vice chair. Won't have to talk anymore.
I'll nominate Lee Clement for chair.
I decline the nomination. They have way too much going on other places.
Does anybody have interest in it?
I'm building a house.
Well, the chair just calls the meeting to order and
Runs the meeting. It's not normally a lot of out of stuff to do.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I can. Okay. Yep.
you nominate Phil Kroll.
Yes. I'll second it. Any other nominations?
Want to be vice chair?
Please.
Sure, he's got my back. I'll say I'll be vice. I don't, as long as I'm not vice.
I nominate Noel Hinckley as vice chair.
I'll second it.
Any other nominations? Hearing none. All in favor?
Not the night to not bring my glasses.
It helped you at one time.
To the agenda. Is the agenda in here, Sandy? The agenda in here?
Yes.
All right. You all set for the roll call?
Or you can say it if you like.
All right. No, if you're all set, then. All right. I do know some of you weren't here for the last budget meeting. However, we do have to adopt the minutes of that budget meeting. And so I know there's a couple. Do I need to hold this down? Some of you weren't here for the last budget meeting, but we do need to adopt the minutes of that meeting. So if I could at least take a motion, I know many of you might abstain, but
I'll make a motion since I was part of the committee last year to accept the final minutes of the Budget Committee of October 20th, 2021 as written.
Second.
thank you. Any discussions regarding that? All those in favor of adopting the minutes?
I'll just need a minute to check off who that was. Larry. No.
All right, anyone object? Any abstentions? Sandy does a great job, but you got to keep your hand up so she can at least circle the room,
And this
so.
will also be on camera, so she'll take
All right, the 2023 budget
Okay.
presentation to the committee.
Thank you. My name is Clarice Proctor. I'm the interim county administrator. The 2023 budget for Androscoggin County is presented for your review. This budget is one that operates the many county departments, including the jail. The total expenditures have increased 9.11%, with general government 13.86, and the jail at 3.96. This budget includes pay increases from the union contract, general government employees' COLA, which both are necessary to maintain and attract employees. It also includes increase for moving retirees' health insurance costs from the jail to the county. This was done due to the reduction in state funding for the jail and reduced tax cap brought on by the LD 1654, which is a law that the state just passed in May. Revenues have increased 10.18% on the county side, and the jail on 12.63. Prior to the commissioners receiving this budget, 480,158 of eligible expenses were moved to ARPA grant. And then the commissioners themselves moved another 77,500, for a total of 557,658 moved from the budget to the ARPA grant to help relieve the cost to the taxpayers.
What was the amount that the
Commissioners
commissioners?
moved 77,500, and that's just to ARPA. They did reduce some other expenses, but this is what they moved to ARPA grant. And as you all aware, that's the American Rescue Fund. As you review this budget, please look at the needs of the county in the long term instead of just this year. Our fund balance is not at the level that it should be, and reserves are depleted. According to the county's fund balance policy, we should reach and maintain a fund balance equal to 20% of operating expenditures. We still need to grow reserves, increase fund balance, and continue to improve and offer our citizens the best services. The department heads and I look forward to working with you throughout this budget process. So I know the numbers are really are high. There's been a crazy year. Inflation, cost of living has gone up, and the state hitting us with the new tax cap and jail funding reduction just all hit at once. So it's, the commissioners were very concerned, I'm very concerned. It's a tough.
For those items, and they will come in. That'll be an opportunity for you to ask questions. We'll have debate, discussions, and then we will make any amendments that we see as a budget committee. For those who don't know, and Clarice, you'll have to help me. I probably didn't pay attention much the last time on how many numbers. Is it 11 members to take an item back to the
Correct, yeah.
back to the full,
11
for the
votes.
commissioners, right? So if there are 11 members sitting around here that agree to amendment to the budget that, as it's presented, that will then require that to go back to the commissioners for review. Doesn't mean that the commissioners have to adopt that, although they have in the past.
They have in the past, yeah.
Yeah, but that's our voice in that process as committee members for the commissioners to reconsider that line item. You'll have in your budget books, you'll have each of those items by tabbed. We do go over revenue as well as budget expenses when we review each of the departments. Clarice, is there something else I'm missing? One thing I would ask, maybe at the next meeting, could you provide us a ARPA report on where the expenditures are, what's been expended, what's left remaining? That might be helpful for us. Anything else, Clarice, that we might be missing?
I can think of.
All right. You'll see in the budget schedule that there is at least one of the weeks at the end that's there as a follow-up. If we need to, we need to reschedule, whatever it might be. Maybe there might not be a department head that was available during that scheduled meeting date. We might have to use that additional date. That's why it's placed in there in case we need to fall back on that, or if our work isn't complete yet. Maybe we're still working through and making decisions in our process. The schedule is before you. Any questions about the schedule? Those that are new, this is your, this will be your shortest meeting. So as you see, there's not a lot to it. It's a chance for you to get your book, be able to start taking a look at those items that'll be up for our next meeting. The schedule is pretty self-explanatory. I think that the dates are all laid out pretty well. We will meet in this room. Each budget discussions will be held in this room, so this is where we'll come each time. And any questions before we move forward? And I think what I would ask at the end before we leave is introductions. Even though we didn't do a roll call, it's probably good for us to know who each other are. So we will do introductions. So Lee first, then Larry.
Quick question, fund balance policy, 20%, where does that stand currently?
Yeah, great question.
Well, 20% is, I believe it's 3.1 million, and we have $1 million, and it's budgeted to use 300,000. So we'd be down to 700,000, and we're supposed to have over 3 million. Yep.
Is that by law?
No, it's just our recommendation from most places, and that's our policy.
Please, can you also include maybe the policy
Sure.
for us for the next meeting? That would be good to see how it's worded. And will it be dated on when it was reviewed last?
Yeah, it's been a
Okay.
while. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Larry?
Make sure people hear me.
Yes.
My only question was very minor, is if something should come up, we cannot attend a meeting, is there a number we'd call Sandy or something like that?
Please let Sandy know. That's probably the best person to connect with.
Okay.
So, yeah. Is there a quorum requirement? I'd say if we don't have the majority, we may hold any votes to the following meeting before.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we've done
I think we've done that in the past. So, yeah. Linda, did you have a question?
I was going to ask that we introduce ourselves.
Oh, okay, perfect. Do you want to start, Linda? We'll go around the room.
So can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm Linda Scott. I'm city councilor for Ward 1 for the city of Lewiston.
I'm Larry Pease, council in Ward 5 in Lewiston.
Lee Clement, Ward 6, and Council President, City of Lewiston.
Jane Pentheny, select person in Poland.
Angela Mitchell, Planning Board of Sabatis.
Noel Hinckley, Select Board of Sabatis.
Larry Pelletier, retired citizen of New Auburn.
Lisa Chesery, Minot, Board of Selectmen.
Kevin Nichols, Board of Selectmen, Town of Turner.
Gordon Bell, Ward 2, resident.
Phil Kroll, City Manager for the City of Auburn. Everybody's met Sandy. She sends us all those emails. So Clarice, what's your status right now?
I'm at everything. I am originally the Finance Director Treasurer. I'm acting right now as interim county administrator. And
I'm Hillary. I am the HR finance manager, but I'm her right-hand man, so here I am.
here you are, right on my right.
Right on the right, yeah.
Clarice, I have two questions. What's the amount that you're estimating for health benefit increases this year, just so that you level set and I know what you're estimating?
What I think I did 5%. We don't have any information yet, so it's kind of a guesstimate. And I believe it was 5% over last year.
And what are the raises that have been approved already?
The union raises have been approved already.
And what amount were they?
It depends on what years of service. They ranged from 6% to 27%, depending on the years of service.
Thank you.
And that was needed to kind of get them up closer to market so that they could get employees.
I failed to do was get a motion to adopt the budget schedule. So if we have a motion for the budget schedule, Larry and Jane. Second it.
Larry Pelletier?
No, I'm sorry, Larry Pease. Any discussion on the schedule? All those in favor? All right. Good. All right. Any further questions that we might have for Clarice? As you saw, I asked for a couple of things. There might be some things that you, as you're looking through this, you might say, you know, it'd be helpful if we saw this. At that meeting, always request that. Clarice is great at being able to get those materials for us and make it available for our next meeting, before our next meeting, so we can have
Yep.
a chance to take a look at it. Okay. Move adjourned.
So moved.
All right, Kevin and Lisa? All those in favor? All right, it won't be this easy next time. That's a promise. Thanks, everyone.
Right?